Welcome to the ElderAbyss show. For talking videos, it's the place to go. Game tips, rants, tactics, and more. What you'll find here, you can never be sure.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. This episode we've got some Battlefield Bad Company 2. I guess we refer to it as vanilla these days. I don't know. It's a little confusing, but it is what it is. But what we've got here today is heavy metal. And heavy metal's a little bit of a tricky map because it's freaking huge, man. There is so much going on, so much to do, but the matches tend to last a really long time unless there's something really lopsided in team count or however you want to look at it. So it's kind of hard to make a video about heavy metal, if you guys know where I'm coming from there. And you know, I've went through some of my heavy metal footage, and I thought that this was some of the best in reference of a good way to control the airspace. Because, I mean, there's 4 choppers on this map. Each team has 2 choppers. There's tanks everywhere, cavs, it's all in there just about. And it gets pretty crazy at times. But B is the key point. If you can, you know, hold B, you're good. For the most part, because you know it's not kind of given that if you hold B, then you're also holding the point closest to your deployment. So when we play it, we hold B, and you know the point closest to it, and we try to keep the front line either at B to the next point. Because, you know, keep the battle at the next conquest point, the one closest to the enemy deployment, and it tends to work out pretty good. Now what I'm doing this round is, well, I am in control of restricted airspace. You know, we don't want nobody flying around. It's my job to help keep the rules enforced, if you will. And you seen me drop that building there earlier. That, from this AA gun, the line of sights are severely restricted. See that building there? It depends on which way the enemy deployment is, but you want to drop some of these buildings to kind of increase your line of sight that you've got around. And that guy, check him out, he jumped out. He thought he got away. No, sorry, son. An AA gun's good for more than just that aircraft. It's a beast. Just be sure to lead your targets based on range and speed. It takes a little getting used to if you're not real you know, keen on the AA guns. I've seen some guys hop on them and have a hard time, you know, hitting anything, but you just gotta lead those shots based on range and speed, and once you get used to it, you'll do pretty good. Apparently this guy here thought he was going to get by me, but let's see how that works out. Oh, spectacular explosion. Now, as you can see, I've got a little bit of action going on here, but it dies down here in a minute, and I'll kind of transverse through the dead periods as I bring down this other house to give me even just a little bit more line of sight headed up that right-hand side of the map. But what I was saying is, what I'm doing here is kind of a team supportive thing, as they went back and stole our chopper. Although he's not wanting to make an appearance, maybe somebody got him at this point. But so I'm not on the front lines. I'm not getting the big kills. But what I'm doing is I'm controlling the airspace. And then by doing that, I'm supporting my team's efforts really across the battlefield, because they're not getting up with those helicopters. And there's the one they've gone back and stolen from our base. Looks like he quickly changes his mind. This AA gun is a very intimidating thing if you can land the shots, man. It'll panic an amateur pilot in a heartbeat. This guy dove in a little too hard and dove in a little too hard again. That made my job easy. And if you notice, that says I need to reload, and I had like 2 shots and it cost me right there. Otherwise I would have dropped that guy. And he got the drop on me because I wasn't reloaded. Now he's got enemy spawning on him. And well, my B is in jeopardy, and I can't have that. Oh no, we can't have B in jeopardy. Well, nobody hanging out here. So it's time for some cleanup work. Oh, it looks like he had 1 more spawn on him, and just for good measure. That's one thing, especially if you don't have anybody around to watch your back. If you're going to be on the AA gun, try to make sure your area is clear. Luckily, I had a few guys in tanks and some fellas on foot running around, kind of helping make sure nobody snuck up and knifed me off the AA gun. That's like the worst. when you're rocking the AA gun and you hear the knife come in, you're like, oh man. But it happens. Looks like he's back for another run. And oh, you might want to watch that cliff, son. That's what I was meaning with some of the lesser experienced pilots. Once they start taking that anti-air fire, they panic, man. And you will see guys do all kinds of things. Although that was probably one of the better ones. I like that where he breaks right into the cliffside. But I've had guys that go as far as they'll get a chopper and basically try to play chicken with me on the AA gun. I'm literally trying to fly the thing into me because they can't do whatever they need to kill me. That guy way out on the hillside. I was just doing this to kind of shake him up and rattle his cage a little bit. And look, that rocket right at me, man. It's time to get serious if you're going to shoot rockets at me. And right there, I kind of transitioned through a pretty good little chunk of slow time. And had a nice little downtime where they didn't bring any helicopters up into the airspace, and now they're both up, so. What you want to do, if you notice I was shooting at the Black Hawk and then moved over to the gunship, the attack helicopter, prioritize those targets when you're, especially off the AA gun. Try to work that priority, man, because the attack helicopter is a lot more of a threat to me than the Black Hawk, obviously. So don't be afraid to switch targets, even if you've already buttered one up a little bit. You may just come back and save your ass in the end without question. Because there he is, man. They're keeping their distance now, which is what I wanted. The AA gun's really just, I mean, you can get some kills with it and keep the choppers down, but after the first couple of choppers hit the ground, it really becomes an intimidation factor. And this guy just flies straight in thinking he's going to do something with me, and it just doesn't work out. But like I was saying, after several rounds of you just dropping their choppers out of the sky and utter humiliation, they kind of lose their will to fly, a lot of guys. I mean, you've always got some hardcore guys that will camp out and grab it as soon as it spawns and try it again. But, you know, that's why we need some points when we're working AA guns for those guys. It's really hard to deal with when you're a chopper. You know, some of the guys, you know, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, some of these chopper pilots are freaking killer. I mean, they're good. They can get in here and take me out without a whole lot of trouble. But those are few and far between, and most of the time they're on the what, the Atomatica, the desert map. Shit. Sorry guys, it's really early in the morning. I'm trying to get this done. But anyway, y'all have a good one. We'll catch you next time. Thanks guys.